Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain briefly just what MMD is and how I got into it. This video is one of two parts. In the second part, I'm going to explain just what my personal MMD lifestyle routine is. If you want to know more about some MMD practitioners from today, as well as the science and benefits of MMD, as well as some famous people from history who have practiced MMD, be sure to check out mblife.org. So MMD stands for Mirror Movement Development, and every average human body under the sun is mechanically designed for it. The human body is mechanically designed just like a car. We have a symmetric frame or skeleton, we have symmetric exterior features, and our internal organs are asymmetrically jumbled all over the place. Just like when you open up a car, the hood, you'll see the innards are all over the place. But the human body, just like the best designed car, if you were to slice it right down the middle bilaterally, both sides would each weigh the same. You would never, though, buy a car that only makes right-handed turns. So why do we settle for the same with the human body? That is another question entirely, but nonetheless, if you care to operate your body according to how it's mechanically designed, then MMD is the practice for you. In a practical sense, MMD means doing everything from your non-dominant side in mirrored motion. In basic terms, if you grew up right-handed, you now choose to do everything left-handed in mirrored motion. The same thing goes with kicking or throwing, swinging a bat. Board sports now become switch stance, even down to now writing with your opposite hand and reading in the opposite direction, all mirrored. Now for adults, this should be a gradual process that takes place over time because the brain and body needs time to rest and recuperate because you're using a lot of energy to perform these tasks, which is why, frankly, a lot of people just still yet don't do MMD. Now for the average adult, getting into MMD takes quite a bit of time. Even though you'll experience milestones of accomplishments along the way, it could take the average adult practitioner roughly 10 years before they get to a level of what feels like real fluency. Children, on the other hand, quite literally on the other hand, they instinctively practice MMD and they can pick it up much, much faster. For adults though, getting into MMD, it's important to start small and build on your tasks from there because there's no rush into this. MMD is not the kind of thing that you need to chisel out extra time for, like going to the gym or taking a run. It's something that you just do in your everyday comings and goings. And every time you practice MMD, your body gets better and better at it, just slightly over time, experiencing brain growth, body realignment, which is ideal for adults who are seeking physical rehabilitation with a desire to feel much better like they felt when they were younger. Like various other MMD practitioners, I inadvertently got into MMD as a result of seeking physical rehabilitation. I was a skateboarder for years. I started skating when I was 12, and I stopped skateboarding at 22. My body just couldn't handle the repeated asymmetric movements over time. I did it every single day I could growing up. So my body just felt like I was getting too old and it was falling apart. I was going to all sorts of chiropractors, trying to find relief, and I found nothing that was lasting. And by the time I was 23 in 2007, I spent my first year living in San Diego, California, and I had a roommate who had skated. And so I grabbed his skateboard and I went out one day and I just thought, well, let me try switch stance skateboarding because it was the only thing that I hadn't tried. Living in San Diego and seeing all the skateboarders and not being able to skate, that was really rough. So I took the skateboard and just out of desperation was trying to do it switch, and I felt like I couldn't do it. It was just so difficult, but I went out and I found it was the only thing that didn't hurt my body. So I went back out the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. And all I can do at first was just push, stand, but little bit by little bit, I'm starting to learn to do tricks, and I'm exclusively skating switch. And so about 4 years into that, my body's feeling great. It's feeling much more realigned. And I was just curious to see how my body would hold up if I went back to skating my regular stance again. And I was really nervous because I did not want to mess my body up. But I went back to regular stance to just try it out, and I found I was able to do new tricks that I was never able to do before. My mind was blown to pieces, and I later found out that that's something referred to as manual transfer learning, where your dominant side actually gets better when you focus exclusively on your non-dominant side. So by this point I thought, oh my gosh, this is incredible. What would happen if I started doing everything else in life switch? So starting small from that point, I started doing everything else switch, from using my left hand to turn on light switches, using my left hand to eat dinner with a fork, then doing chopsticks, so on and so forth. By 2016, I had started writing left-handed in the traditional direction, and then by 2020, I started writing in the mirror direction as well as mirror reading, once I learned that those were both things that history's greatest genius, Leonardo da Vinci, was doing. So today I do everything lefty in mirrored direction preference, which can sometimes be socially awkward, especially when it comes to reading and writing, especially when I inform my bartender or restaurant server that the signed portion of their tip slip is written in mirror, but whatever. And again, you can find out more on all of this at ambilife.org, and be sure to watch the second part of this video, and I'll share with you guys my personal MMD lifestyle routines. Thanks for watching.